A caregiver is a person who cares for a relative or friend who has Alzheimer's disease or another form of memory loss. While it can be rewarding to provide care for a family member, there are times when a person may feel stressed, frustrated, or angry. Caregiver strength is required to manage the physical and emotional toll that comes with this role. We had the opportunity to speak with many tribal caregivers who graciously shared their stories of experiencing dementia within their own family. Their inspiring accounts offer their discoveries about memory loss, progression of the disease in their loved one, daily challenges and successes, as well as accounts of their personal journey. This allows us to better recognize and appreciate the resilience of the human spirit and offer special tribute to these admirable family caregivers. Our hope is that you will find a connection with one of these memorable storytellers.
My older sister was living with her at the time, and we noticed that she was starting to ask the same questions, repeat things. She started to forget, certain things. So that's what we first noticed.
He started losing losing his memory, and then he had some anger stages with me, and so I said, it's not like him. Something's wrong.
I was very upset with her because I wasn't used to all the repeating, and she was active then, she could do things, she just didn't know what she was doing. But I kept thinking, you know what you're doing, Mom, because she's doing it. But not really sensing it deep in my heart, she didn't know what she was doing, and I was yelling at her and because I didn't understand.
She was living by herself, but we noticed that, her just things around the house were starting to be unsafe. We have a wood and a coal stove, so she would wipe everything down with paper towels and just kind of throw it in the bucket of ashes, and it would be, smoldering in there.
He would turn the stove on, and he would forget to turn it off.
And I remember getting phone calls. Mom took off with the car, nobody knows where she's at, and they had everybody scrambling all over looking for her.
And he would say that he lost his wallet, that people came in and stole his money. And it was never true, but at first we believed him.
She can no longer do things by herself. She can't take her own showers anymore. She can stand there and you could tell her what to do, but she needs help. She needs help. And to get her to come to the table to eat, we used to say, okay, it's time to eat. Not no more. You go and you get her and you tell her it's time to eat, but you bring her. Same thing when you leave the table, you have to grab her, let's go sit down. Everything is hands, touch for her.
And then she started these behaviors where she started to kind of get mad and irritated very easily.
Till he got worse, and that's when they decided to admit him. He's in a facility now, in a nursing home. And I talked to the doctor, and they told me that he was getting worse. That where he used to know me, and he doesn't know me anymore. And they told me that he would never leave from there.
I was getting very stressed out because I couldn't go anywhere. I just had to be there with him, make sure that he ate and all that stuff,
There's days when he won't get out of bed. He don't want to put his clothes on, or he don't want to eat. There's days like that for him.
She just really loves her independence, and it's hard. It's really hard when I sweep the floor or do the dishes, this is my house, and I understand her need for independence and control, you know, but sometimes she gets a little out of hand and get out, or if you don't get out, I'll get out. You know, there were a couple of times when she actually walked down to the neighbors, you know.
I had to get twin beds to put in my room. So I made sure that when he got up and take him to the bathroom and stuff like that. And then he started going out. And it's a good thing I'm a light sleeper because I heard the door and I would get up and see him walking out. And then I said, "Where are you going?" And he said, "Well, I'm going home." And I said, "You are at home." And then he would go back to bed.
The process of applying for a caretaker, that was another challenge. You know, as her dementia progressed, we knew she needed somebody there with her during the day because I work. So we applied for Altex and we got denied like the first 3 times, you know, but we kept at it and finally she got approved. So we have a caretaker now, and she comes in pretty much 8 hours a day while I'm at work. She leaves at 4:30, so I pretty much rush home, you know, because anything can happen within an hour.
The doctors said that it was best for him to be put in a facility, in a nursing home, because he was getting, it was getting too hard for me and my sisters, or you know, to take care of him. You know, he started wetting himself and stuff like that. So we decided that he needed to be with skilled nursing in a skilled facility.
The doctor told me, "You know what, you need to do something with your husband, because if you don't, you're gonna die before him."
But there's times, you know, we'll just be home, you know, we'll just watch TV. She loves her Price is Right. She loves action, which is Jerry Springer. Yes, she loves action. And, you know, at times I would just get in the car and just go get an ice cream. You know, she loves her banana splits. And you don't bother her when she's eating. You just let her enjoy that.
He used to like to listen to music a lot, so I bought him a little radio, and he'll listen to put the earplugs on, and he likes to hear that. Makes him happy.
She's silly, you know, she'll be silly first thing in the morning, and that's a good indication we're gonna have a good day. But of course that could change, you know, just suddenly, yeah. So that's how I know. But she just loves to laugh. She's just silly, you know. When she's cleaning her room, she'll come out with her rabbit ears and say, "Oh, Happy Easter," or, you know, she's just silly that way, yeah.
There's times when I wake up in the morning and I just hug her and tell her, "Mom, I'm here for you and I'm never gonna leave you. Never gonna leave you," and just hug her. You know, same with my husband. Valentine's Day, he was, "Come on, Ms. Williams." He got her up and played the music and was dancing with her. She just laughed.
Some of the lesson I've learned is, in order to be a caregiver, you have to have compassion and the understanding of a person, and giving them the respect that they want, they need.
I would say just to be patient with your family or your friend, whoever it is you're taking care of. Just be patient and go with the flow. You know, if she's saying something that is kind of odd, it's okay. You know, just validate her feelings. That's the most important thing. You can't say, "No, that's not true," you know, because in their world it is, you know. I've come to learn that. So you just validate and say, "Okay, you know, that's what happened," because they're not going to remember anyway. So just be happy and laugh with them. Don't rush them, you know, because they can't help it. She can't help being slow now. she has to use her cane or whatever, just that's okay. You know, take your time.
Just show her love. You know, that's what she needs. She just wants love, hugs. You know, the kids come home from school and they just go to her and give her a hug. You know, and when she doesn't see him, even though they just gave her a hug and they go into their room, 5 minutes later she'll ask, where did those kids go? Are they home yet? And then you call them back out. You don't ask questions, you just call them back out. Grandma's asking for you, and they go to her and say, we're right here, Grandma, and give her another hug. And if it's another time she asks, you call them out again. You don't question, you know, and say, you already asked, they're home already. No, you just do it all over again like it was her first.
I don't speak Hopi, but I can understand some. So, you know, I always tell people, talk to her in Hopi, because I can't, and have a conversation with her that way. And she really enjoys that. She does.
There's a lot of Native Americans in facilities right now, and they like to hear their own language spoken to them. And a lot of them don't understand English or Spanish, and you can talk to them. You know, they're really happy. My brother gets really happy when I talk to him in Yaqui, because there's nobody else around there that speaks that language, and I think they enjoy that when you go visit them. You don't have to be too skilled to do those things, because it's from your heart.
And if I had to do it again, I'd do it in a heartbeat. Just to have some kind of spiritual faith, you know, to believe in God and trust in Him, and whatever comes upon you, your burdens, your hurts, your pains, you know, don't depend on anybody. Just know that you're doing it because you want to do it. It's from your heart.
I have friends, and I have family at work. You know, they're probably my best supporters at work, you know, because I see them every day, all day, you know, and so I have to give a lot of credit to some of my coworkers, you know, for being there for me.
I enjoy going in the living room and having my time, or going outside, sitting out there and just feeling the air like we feel now, and just looking around and thanking God, you know, for giving her to me, you know, for this time. You know, there's something here that He wants me to see and know, and that's probably it, you know, to just see all the stages that she's going through that I can share with people. And that's what my daughter said, Mom, you know, you're going to help people, you know, just doing what you're doing, and, you know, you're going to know what to say when somebody asks you something. You know, you're going to make a big difference in somebody's life.
Go to town, see a movie, go to casino, what I like to do. The other thing I do try to do every day, I haven't done it every day, but I go for a walk, you know. At noontime is the only time I can do it at work, because, you know, Mom's not there. But I do that to let off stress.
We just do what we have to, you know, and thank God for giving us the strength for, you know, doing what we do.
A good day? A good day, yeah. Oh gosh. She'll start the day, she comes in and she sings this song. It is so cool. I would sing it, but I'd probably cry.
Well, what gave me comfort was taking care of him. You know, making sure that he was fed and everything, and that he was happy.
To see him from what he was, you know, as a young man and growing up, you know, it's sad to see that.
We just dealt with it up there, you know, and she stayed with us 2 years, and we'd get visitors. And every time we got visitors, she was packing her clothes. But she was not only packing her clothes, she was packing my children's clothes. And she would put all the clothes by the door every time our visitors were ready to leave. And they would have to leave in the middle of the night because they didn't know how to say goodbye to her.
The good, the bad, the happiest, you know. I've just come to learn how to gauge her feelings, I guess, sometimes, and know when to step back, or, you know, that doesn't mean that sometimes I have my days too, you know. I'll argue back with her, and I know that's not the right thing, you know. I tell myself I shouldn't be doing this, but I get frustrated. I'm only human, you know. I get defensive at times when she starts accusing me of certain things, you know. But that's just how it is. But we get over it, you know. And I've learned that I can't hold on to that because she doesn't. She forgets. So why should I carry it and make something out of it that it isn't?
The hardest part for me was him being sent to a nursing home because I wanted to take care of him, but I couldn't.
Mom had always said when we had our meeting, always take care of our own people, you know, and because nobody else would take care of them the same as we do ourselves. And I've seen her, she's taken care of her brother when he had cirrhosis. He lived with us and she took care of him. My father, she took care of him. And now it was somebody's time to take care of her, and I had promised her that I would take care of her. She was on hospice in 2014 to 15 for a year. So they had this visitor come for 1 hour, and she really enjoyed him. Every Wednesday, he would come and sit with her and color with her and do puzzles, you know. She loved that. She really enjoyed people. But now she don't get those visitors no more. You know, they took her out of hospice. Brothers and sisters, very rare. No, some say it's hard for them to see her like that, you know, but you know, to each their own.
When something happens with our mom that I know needs their input, we have family meetings. So I keep them informed, but then I also learned too that, you know, I can be upset and I can feel like they need to do something, or, you know, I'll tell them, I'll text all of them and say, Mom did this or Mom did that, you know, and it's really frustrating for me. But they don't answer, and it's like, huh. After a while, I stopped.
Nicole's been a really, really big help. You know, she had given us this book for navigation, you know, where to get help, who to call, where I can go. And it's up to the individual what kind of help they want, what do they want to know. And for me, you know, Nicole, she's been wonderful. She's been a wonderful lady. And, but a lot of it is just, you know, when I read that book, it just verified everything that we had already experienced, because my mom is advanced now.
I get the newsletters, the Beacon, and I read those, and this one lady was telling kind of about her experience where she, you know, reaches out for help that way, but nobody answers, and they feel like she's just complaining. So, you know, I don't want to be like that, so I kind of stopped and I just deal with it, you know, by myself. You know, right now we're saying no, you know, but I think as time goes on, there might be a time that she might need it. You know, I'm even thinking about respite care at the Hopi facility that's, you know, away. You know, I'm thinking about ways I'm going to convince Mom to stay, because she's not going to want to stay there. So I was going to tell her, you're going to go work over there for a few days. You're going to go help them, you know. And she'll be excited about that. She used to be a nursing assistant when she was younger, so that would help her to, you know, I would think that would convince her to let her, you know, make her agree, okay, I'll go and work over there for a few days. You know, she'll enjoy that, but doing it, I don't know actually yet.
She comes in and out, and there was a time where she said, we shouldn't even be sitting there, we should be out there visiting. And so when I did take her, she already wanted to come back home. So it only lasts for a little while.
Well, it's important that you guys keep on doing what you're doing to find out, you know, about each and every person that's gone through caregiving for a dementia or Alzheimer's person. I think it's good, because I never thought that I was ever gonna get help, you know.